Welcome back to Global. I'm Rajesh Mirchandani. Now, it's been described as rugby without the ball, tag for grown-ups with wrestling thrown in, and it's played by millions of people across India. But could the ancient sport of kabaddi be about to get a worldwide following? Well, we have a bit of it going on in the studio here, as you can see. Its traditional image has been given something of a makeover ahead of the launch of the World Kabaddi League this weekend here in London. In a moment, we'll be talking to the man behind that league. We're getting a bit of a masterclass as well. Don't stop, guys. Carry on. But first, Simon Atkinson reports from Mumbai on how a new tournament in India is trying to give the sport something of a facelift.
Cricket may be India's sporting obsession, but this is the country's traditional homegrown game. Kabaddi's been played here for centuries, especially in rural India. Now, whether you're playing in school or one of the thousands of kabaddi clubs up and down the country, most of the games take place outside, and that might be on dust or dirt, grass, or perhaps a hard surface like this one. Now, though, we're seeing the biggest effort yet to get the sport to a wider audience in India, but in a very different environment. This is kabaddi in its newest form, high tempo and plenty of colour, a recipe the founders of the Pro Kabaddi League hope will make it more mainstream. And it's not just about the games, there's plenty of razzmatazz too. Not least the famous faces from Bollywood and beyond who are watching matches, owning teams and quite happy to get involved in the hype.
1, 2, 3, dive!
And if the formula of celebrity, showbiz and sport sounds familiar, you'd be right. This is the latest game here, inspired by the way the Indian Premier League, or IPL, revitalised cricket. And the league's boss doesn't mind admitting it.
It did make us realize in our part of the world that mere sport works well, but if you can package it better, it works better. If we are being accused of glamorizing it a bit, well, we're guilty, and why not? Because most sports could use a bit of that.
Like IPL, Pro Kabaddi is designed for TV. This channel's one of its main investors, not just broadcasting the pictures, but with the long-term hope of making money. It might be slow going, though. In this first season, some teams have struggled even to get sponsors. The big winners of the new league seem to be the players. Salaries have leapt from around $500 a month to more than $5,000. But can these recruits really propel the game to the next level of popularity?
Every time a sport has emerged and become popular, one of the reasons is because there's one breakthrough player. That's going to be a big, big challenge, because in India, nothing works like icons. And currently, Kabaddi has no icons.
Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi.
Youngsters like these will keep playing the game, as well as cricket, of course. But Kabaddi's chance of finding mainstream popularity still seems in the balance. Simon Atkinson, BBC News, Mumbai.
Right, so while Baljit and Jas are here, carry on, well, it's just like they're hugging each other, frankly. It doesn't, come on, put some welly into it, guys. We're going to find out what all the fuss is about. With me is Raman Raheja, who's the CEO of the World Kabaddi League, which launches this weekend in London. Raman, thanks for coming in, and thanks for bringing in your guys as well here. For those who don't know, explain how Kabaddi is played.
It's a 4,000-year-old sport. The first reference of this happened during the Mahabharata, that's the Indian mythology that we all know, when the son of Arjuna went into the Chakravyuh. Now, that's the original format of Kabaddi.
So it has its origins in Hindu mythology?
That's right.
OK, but tell us how you actually play the game.
Okay, it's the format that we have is called circle-style Kabaddi. There is a 44-meter diameter, which is the total court that we have. There are 2 teams, 4 raiders, in each team, 4 stoppers. That's the consisting of the 2 teams. Every single raid has got 1 point. So either the raider gets to earn that point, or the stopper gets to take that point away. That's how it is played. Now you see that it's a combative sport. It turns into wrestling, and it goes, and when you're running away, it turns into rugby.
Right.
You know, so that's the whole format. It's
speed.
Yes, it's got agility. It's about
agility. Yes. And you know, I'd heard of this. I knew about this. And you've got to take a breath, and you've got to say kabaddi, kabaddi, kabaddi as you race into the other person's side.
That's the original format. But now
it is not the format you're playing.
Yeah. So it is essentially now turned into a 30-second raid. You get 30 seconds exactly to go and tag the opponent or come back.
So your kind of modern adaptation is to have somebody timing,
Yes.
professional timing of
That's
the 30
right,
seconds.
because you can't really manage controlling, if the person loses the breath, you can't really make out. So there's a 30-second is what you get.
Now, how will the World Kabaddi League actually work? Are you going to have teams from India and Bangladesh, where it's really huge, travelling the world, or are you hoping to get, maybe teams from this country, teams from the US, teams from other countries?
Well, you'll be surprised. This Kabaddi, we've got in total 8 teams. Only 3 of them are from India. 4 of them from, one is from UK, here it's called United Singhs. Then we got 4 other teams from the Canadian and the American continent, that's North America. And 1 team is from Pakistan. So that's the first consist of the 8 teams in the first season. 2 teams based out of Canada, 2 teams based out of US, 1 team based out of England, and there is 1 team from Pakistan. So essentially there are 2 Indian teams.
And these guys are professional players?
These guys are professional players.
Okay, so how do you stop them? You just go, Kabaddi! What do you say to
there
stop them?
it's a ringer. So the moment the 30-second completes, there is a buzzer that goes off.
Oh, well, let's
so
pretend there's a buzzer going off, guys. Baljit and Jasser, what's it like to play?
Very, very tiring, very explosive sport. So it's a compact of many sports put together. So you've got to have stamina, a lot of strength and endurance in the game. But it's really, really fun to play. Once you get on the mat, it's quite addictive. I've been playing for about 7, 8 years now. And yeah, every year you just want to go again. You just want to keep playing. And now with this league system, it's just taking Kabaddi to a whole new level.
Is it better than cricket?
Oh, well, for us, it's more better because we enjoy contact sports.
Right.
So we find it, for us, it's much more appealing. We enjoy to play it.
OK, you've had your break now.
Yeah.
Get back to it. OK, guys, go. Right, Raman, we mentioned cricket there.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons, I guess, that you want to make a kind of professional world league out of this is because you've seen the money that can be made out of cricket in places like India. Is that right?
Well, that's exactly, we're not part of an Olympic movement. And like any other sport which is very successful, you would see, whether it's rugby or the professional football, the way to commercialize it is to go professional. And we're making this sport go professional as well as go global. It's a homegrown sport, domestic sport, coming out of India, but we've got followers across the world, though my audience is fragmented. So instead of expecting them to come and watch us, we are taking the sport to them. So we're starting with London, going into Birmingham the next weekend, then we travel to the American continent, go into Pakistan, then we go into India. So it's a 4-month-long league where we are expecting the reach to go approximately, we will probably reach about 52 million homes through the television broadcasters. So we are making all the efforts to bring in the commercial aspect to a sport which is very domesticated till now.
Maybe one day in the Olympics?
Well, no, definitely that's the highest of the aspiration. But coming into Olympics is something which can be sometime a deterrent when it comes to the commercial success.
Oh,
Rugby,
yes, of course, yeah.
which is
and you've
what
got to keep your eyes on the money, on the bottom line,
Yes.
of course. Yeah. Probably why you've got the Bollywood stars involved
That's
as well.
exactly
Okay.
it.
Raman Raheja, CEO of the World Kabaddi League. Guys, Baljit Bali, Jasser Khaira, I didn't say you could stop. Get on with it. Thank you very much for coming in and demonstrating Kabaddi to us. I'm going to get up and have a go in a second to show them how it's done. Thanks very much for watching Global. I'm Rajesh Merchandani. Right, come on then.